Hi, Sam. How are you
Well,
today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for asking. Do you want to step inside my office?
Absolutely. Thanks for inviting me.
All right. Do you want any water or anything before we get started?
No, I think I'm okay. Thanks for asking.
Okay, perfect. You can have a seat for me.
All right.
All right. How's it going this week?
Pretty good. It's a short week this week, and Thanksgiving's tomorrow, so
Yeah,
it's a pretty good week all in all.
that's good to hear. So you're
Yeah.
off work, I'm assuming, for the holidays?
Yep. I don't go back until Monday, so it's nice to kind of have a 5 day break. I guess if you want to call it a break, I have a lot of schoolwork to get done this week, so not
Oh,
too
okay. So
much
it's kind of like
time.
a break, but yeah, you still got to do some homework. Well, that's okay. You can relax a little bit and then do that, in between, but make sure you get some relaxing in.
Yep, absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
gonna spend Thursday. Well, my goal is to get all of my stuff done today, but you know that procrastination is an issue of mine. So while I
Oh.
know that I have time, hopefully I don't find myself scrambling on Sunday to get stuff done. My goal is to get things done today, so we'll see.
Yeah, definitely want to get that stuff done so you can enjoy some time with your family. But, if not, there's always options to go back to it. You said you have till Sunday, so just space it out a little bit. You can
Yeah,
do that and just bottom line, make sure you get everything done for your
yeah,
projects.
for
Yes.
sure.
Yes. So, what are you guys doing for the holidays?
Um, Tomorrow I'm gonna have a couple family members over and do a small thing here for my boyfriend's side of the family. And
Okay.
then on Friday, my best friend's hosting a Thanksgiving dinner that I'm going to go to. On Saturday, my brother's hosting a family Thanksgiving thing. So, and then Sunday will be my day tentatively to kind of just relax and unwind because I feel like the next, even though it's a break, it's going to be a lot of running around and not much relaxation, not much of a break. So I want to take Sunday as my day to kind of just decompress and take for myself. But I get my schoolwork done first. So
Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. So it sounds like you have a lot going on. That's wonderful. So it's
yeah.
good you're gonna be able to do that stuff and see your family and spend time with them.
Mhm.
That's awesome. So other than that, I know we talked about the procrastination and I know we were talking about work, things like that. How is that going?
Uh Work is going okay.
Okay.
As I've told you before, I'm in a substitute role
Mhm.
this year. So the lady that I'm covering for, she should be returning tentatively again in January. She was supposed
Okay.
to come back in October. She still wasn't well enough to come back.
Oh
Um,
wow.
no one's really heard too much from her. Um, she doesn't. I feel like the people who have talked to her are kind of getting like conflicting stories from her. It's
Mhm.
well, I'm never going to be 100%, and I'm not well, and I'm doing all these doctor's appointments, and then it's also well, I want to come back the week before Christmas, if not in January. So
Mhm.
on one hand, she's saying that she's not doing great. She's getting very little progress. And then in the next breath, she's saying that she's coming back in, 3 weeks to a month.
Oh.
So I don't know what to expect there.
Mhm.
I'm guaranteed my job until the end of the year, regardless if I'm in her position or not. She'll come back
Okay.
elsewhere. And I don't mind that so much. I don't like the unknown and not knowing like what I'm going to be doing next, but
Right.
I'm okay with that. Lately, we've been having a lot of issues with some of our students, behavior wise. Like they are
Mm.
stabbing teachers with pencils. They're running from the building, running through
Uh-oh.
the building. Like really extreme behaviors. There's
Mhm.
about 5 kids in our kindergarten wing. I mean, they're 5 and 6 years old. They're young kiddos, but they're expressing these behaviors.
Mhm.
So with this new state law that pretty much protects like the kiddos to maximum capacity, there's very little that the teachers and admin can do. Uh,
Okay.
so they have to stay at the school. We can't suspend them. We can't expel them.
Mhm.
So uh, we can send them home, but that's about it. So, anyways, they're thinking about, or I'm hearing that they're thinking about doing kind of like an ED unit at our school. And
Okay.
if the teacher that I'm covering for comes back, I'm going to be put into this ED unit, and I'm going to be in charge of that unit with the kids who stab people with pencils and throw staplers at teachers'
Oh
heads.
my.
So I'm I'm in a whole nother like area of like stress that I just found this out like yesterday that it's even something in the works. My principal had asked me how I was doing, if I talked to the girl I was covering for, and he said that
Mhm.
he was coming back, and he's like, "Well, I just want to let you know, like, if she comes back, we have something in the works for you and something planned for
Mhm.
you." And I looked at him, I said, "Please don't put me with kindergarten because that's where all the behavior issues are." And he just laughed.
Oh wow.
So that's a flag for me that that's probably where I'm going to end up. And I see my coworkers because I have lunch with the kindergarten team, and
Mhm.
they're pretty much in tears every single day.
Oh
Uh,
my.
their hands are tied. They have lack of support. The parents are enabling the behaviors. These kids get in trouble. So what do? We take them to the office and let them play on
Uh,
YouTube, play games, or let's give them toast, or let's let them go walk around the building. So now we have kids who will run out of their classroom and run to the middle school side because we have a resource officer that lets them go walk around I don't know. It's a
wow.
and I'm getting ready to move into that role potentially, and so I'm pretty worried about that.
Yeah, I would be too. I understand. That's definitely crazy. So it sounds like that teacher doesn't even know if she's coming back. It's like different stories. You don't even know
It is
what's
different
what.
schools.
Wow.
Right, exactly, and I think I don't know her very well. I saw her briefly in passing a few times last year, but the the gist of what I get from my coworkers is that they don't think she's coming back, but they're thinking that she's trying to make it seem like she's coming back,
Mhm.
just to kind of buy herself some more time. But they really don't think she's coming back. And as much as I don't wish her to continue to be ill and not feel well. But same token, I don't want her to come back because I don't know what's awaiting me in January. So
Right,
it's
because of the unknown. Right. Yeah,
and
exactly.
especially the possibility of where I'm going to end up. So
Mhm.
that's a little nerve wracking for me. So I do really well with behavior kids. That's actually a really big strong suit of mine.
Okay.
So I am trying to think of it maybe in a little bit more positive light of, okay, maybe you're what the kids need to kind of change these behaviors and get
Sure.
these schools in check and help them and support them. Uh, but then I'm like, okay, if I'm not, then I'm just going to have a really, really difficult last 5 months of school. So
Yeah.
I don't
That's a lot.
know.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah, that's a lot. So change is always something that's a little scary. So anything like that definitely would be a little scary for you. Like the fear of the unknown, like you said, and you're not wishing anything. You don't need to feel guilty about kind of not wishing for her to come back because it is putting you in the unknown fear of what am I going to be dealing with today? That added stress. So we don't want that for you. Um,
Mhm.
so my suggestion to you actually is there is a real program that is called MRSS, and they actually work with children and behavioral issues. So if anyone in your area of kids would need any like crisis intervention, that kind of thing, they could actually help de-escalate the behaviors. They work with parents and families on safety planning, de-escalation of the situation, things like that. So stabilization. So if any families are in need of that, I certainly would let them know about that, and they can actually that would help you as well because non added stress.
I love that. So it's definitely a resource I'm going to look into for me personally. So the funny but not funny thing about the situation with our most extreme behavior, the kiddo who he's ran in the parking lot, he's run out of the building, he's run into the building, into our glass doors, um, again, stab teachers with the pencils. His father is actually a social worker or counselor
Okay.
with a company that's contracted through Poland City Schools. So he's actually a social worker or counselor, and he himself is not, and I think he's in charge of the behaviors within that school district, and he himself has zero control over his child. Has not.
Yeah.
Apparently they go to outside counseling. Uh, that is, I guess they say they're showing improvement there, but like if
Mm-hmm.
the kid sees his dad coming into the building, so the other day he got kicked off the school bus,
Mm-hmm.
and so his dad had to come pick him up, and I'm standing in like our common area. We have like a huge wide open building. So anyways, I'm standing in that area, and that little boy, it's like 3:45, almost 4 o'clock. Most of the teachers are gone. He comes flying past me through our first grade common area, around the corner. He's going to the kindergarten area.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that area has doors to get out of the building, and most of the
Right.
teachers are gone. So I had to full sprint after him because nobody was chasing
Oh,
him. I don't know
wow.
if anybody knew he was gone. So I had
Yeah.
to full sprint chase after him to make sure he wasn't going to escape through the doors, and then no one would know where he was at. So luckily there was a couple other teachers still there, including his actual homeroom teacher, and he went and hid behind a shelf. Within seconds later, his dad came walking down through the common area. So he saw his dad and panicked and ran.
Yeah. Wow.
But
It sounds like it.
from our understanding, there's no discipline that's ever at home. He gets his
Mm-hmm.
tablet taken. So we're a little at a loss of what's going on at home that your kiddo is terrified to go home. Or is it because he's getting his tablet taken away for a couple minutes and he's upset
Mm-hmm.
about that type of thing? So, but it's just, I find it ironic that his father is in this role, supposed to be working with behavior issues at a different school district, yet your child is a whole hot mess and not getting the support that he needs from the parents. And he'll just stand there. He'll stand there. He won't say anything to his kid. If his mom's there and he's tearing up the classroom, they're just like completely like stone faced, don't say
Mm-hmm.
anything, don't. It's a really strange situation. So while those resources he's probably fully aware of and probably uses, but he's not practicing with his own child at home. But they're good resources for me personally. If I'm having to
Yeah.
8 hours a day, I can implement. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The parent dynamic is extremely interesting. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but
I definitely
I
would
appreciate the resource
consider
for
it.
me.
Yeah, absolutely. So you would
Mhm.
need parent consent obviously to do
Mhm.
any of that, but definitely it helps a lot of kids, so I just wanted to give you that resource so you
No,
have
I
that.
appreciate that for sure. I'll look
Yeah.
into it.
It definitely sounds like dad doesn't want to discipline his own kid. So
It's
that's a little
so
uncertain for you
strange.
guys on what to do in those situations. So I
Like he doesn't
definitely
even
understand
speak.
that.
He just stands there and just like lets everybody like the other like at 3:45, 4 o'clock. Like honestly, we're out of our contract hours. You're the
Mhm.
dad. You should be handling your child at this point in time. Your
Right.
kid got kicked off the bus. Why is it the principal has to coax your kid out of I don't. It's just it's so bizarre. It really really is. Um, and I know his homeroom teacher. I don't know if she has yet, but she has contemplated and discussed, calling Child Protective Services because that is
Mhm.
a big red flag that your kid is terrified to go home and is willing to run. And like I said, he's ran out of the parking lot. Like his
Oh
mom tried to
my.
get him in the car and he got away from his mom and was running through the parking lot. Like he does not want to go home. But I don't know if it's because of some kind of abuse or if it's just because he doesn't like the fact that he's going to lose his iPad time. I don't know. It's just so strange. And I don't have
Right.
to work with him every day to
Mhm.
know uh exactly what's going on. A lot of it's just kind of hearsay and things that I have seen.
Mhm.
But again, if I'm going to be working with this child closely here in the next couple months, it's nice to kind of have some resources of what I can do while I'm with him in the building. So
Yeah, definitely. And it would be nice to know what's going on at home. And that would be something the resource could do for you. Some figure out what's going on at home, what's causing this, if dad's just not disciplining or what's going on there. Less
mhm.
added stress for you. So if that helps you, I just wanted to give you that
Yeah,
resource, like I
yeah, I
said.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. So I know I want to move on here to something else if that's okay. I know
Yeah,
we talked about the procrastination again.
sure. Mhm. Mhm.
You said you had a lot of homework, and I'm assuming you were getting that done. It sounds like you're kind of on it a little bit, and then you're going to take breaks and spend time with your family. Would that be
Mhm.
accurate?
Yeah, so I kind of on Sunday knew that I was going to have a busier week ahead. Well, busy, but I also have downtime too. So I was kind of trying to prioritize how I'm going to do my time. So on Sunday, I actually got ahead and we have quizzes that we have to do every week. I think we have to
Okay.
do 2 per week. So I went ahead and did the like next 2 weeks to get
Oh,
those done
good.
my way. So I was pretty proud of
Yay.
myself there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be so happy. Future Sam's gonna be so happy that you got these done. So I did do those. I got those
Good.
done ahead, and then a lot of my assignments aren't due until Sunday. But I have
Okay.
that I'm just gonna kind of lock myself in my office and kind of get as much of it done as I can. I'm not gonna kill myself. If I feel myself kind of, I want to enjoy the day. It's sunny and there's not very many sunny days left here in the next couple months. So I do want to go
That's
out
true.
and enjoy the weather and the sunshine a little bit.
Yeah,
But
sure.
I want to. My goal for today is at least get. I have 2 classes that I'm currently in. So if I can get one of my courses assignments done, and then maybe focus on my other courses assignments maybe Friday or Saturday, because I'm going to my best friend's on Friday and my brother's on Saturday, but they're not until
Okay.
3 or 4 in the afternoon. So I have
Mhm.
time in the
So you got
morning
some time there. Yeah,
kind
that's
of,
good.
spend maybe a couple hours each one of those days and then ensure that everything's done on Sunday. So I kind of do have a plan in place.
Okay.
It's just a matter of sticking with it. So
Right.
it
Yes.
sounds good in paper, but once the day comes, I'm like, I got time tomorrow, and that's where I fall into my
Okay.
problem. So
Well, we definitely want to make sure we get all that done this weekend. Did you do any of the goals we practice? Has that been helping you writing stuff down for the day,
mhm.
taking breaks, listening to music, kind of mapping out what you're gonna do for the day?
Yeah, that's kind of like what I'm doing today. So again, my goal is just work a couple hours today, maybe go outside, enjoy the weather for a little bit, and then
Okay.
it
Yeah.
gets dark at 4 o'clock now. So once it gets dark, I'll come back in the house and maybe work for another couple hours. Just kind of like break it up, so I'm not putting myself in a room for 8 hours working on schoolwork. I'm gonna kind of break it up a little bit, go do
Yeah.
something that I enjoy, and then kind of come back to my work a little bit. I have
Okay.
been making checklists through Google Docs,
Oh,
and
good. I'm glad to
been
hear
making
that.
it thanks. I've been making a point to keep it in my search tabs, so I have to look at it every day because I
Okay.
do all my tabs at work. So I'm not working this week, so I don't really look at it. I'm more um, not as like on a like strict-ish schedule or whatever. So I
Yeah.
don't have it pulled up with me right now, but like when I'm at school Monday through Friday, I always have my checklist tab. So as I'm going through my Google, my email, I'm looking at it probably 4 or 5 times a day, and I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
good.
But at the point now where I feel like it's getting a little like excessive, like I'm like, okay, you don't have anything else you need to do on it. Stop looking at the checklist. It's fine for today. You're fine. But I kind of like the fact that I'm getting in a habit though of making sure I'm checking it multiple times a day, even if I don't need to. So
Yeah, that's wonderful. It definitely sounds like you're taking steps forward to improve on that. That's wonderful.
I'm
So I'm
trying.
so glad to hear that. Yeah, definitely from the last few times we talked, it definitely sounds like you're taking steps forward to do that. So that's
Yep.
wonderful.
I
And
even
you're
made.
never you even what? Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I even made a checklist for like my finances each week too. So or
Oh,
each month.
good.
Was using a calendar and like writing it out on the calendar, like this bill's due on this date.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I then just don't look at that anymore. So I put it on my checklist page. So with my checklist of like all the things I need to get accomplished or get done for the week, there's also like my budget on the side there that I can also look, okay, I got, so it's all in one spot for me that I
Okay.
make myself look at every single day because I'm on my computer multiple times a day at
Mhm.
school, checking my emails and all of
Sure,
that.
sure. Yeah, that's
Every time I check my
important.
email, I check my checklist. So it's just always putting those my responsibilities and my things that I need to accomplish like in front of my face every day, multiple times a day. So that's been very helpful.
That's awesome. I'm so glad you're doing that. Definitely from, like I said, the last few times we talked, it definitely sounds like you're taking those steps forward to improve. And I'm just so
Mhm.
proud of you for doing that, Sam. You should be really
Thank
proud of yourself.
you.
It's
I am.
definitely a big improvement from before. So
Yeah.
that's wonderful. I would definitely encourage you to keep doing that. It sounds like that's helping you. It really does. Did you think of anything else that we could do to help with that? Or do you think that that's pretty good for what we came up with?
I really think like having that checklist in front of me every day and looking at it every single day is very beneficial. Um, Hopefully I get myself in the habit of that enough. My only concern is like when summertime comes. Then again, summertime, so I'm not really that pressed for any time. But I'm not on my computer as much in the summertime, but I also don't have very many responsibilities because I'm a teacher in the summertime. So
Yeah.
I don't really need a checklist that much then, I guess. So no,
Okay.
I think it's helping. I feel a little bit more organized,
Mm-hmm.
have a little bit more of a plan in place for myself. So
Awesome.
I don't feel as like stressed and overwhelmed. I think the part that stressed and overwhelmed me the most was me constantly trying to remember all the things that I needed to do
Yeah, yeah.
or when things were due. And now just
Mhm.
having them on paper to where that just kind of clears that space out of my mind a little bit. I think that kind of helps.
Yeah, definitely, and I definitely, I feel it from here, the confidence in yourself that you're giving yourself, so that's wonderful that you feel
Yeah.
confident and that you don't feel as overwhelmed with things like before. I think that's
Yeah.
really great,
Yeah.
and, if we can get that, stress at work down a little bit for you, involving those resources and kids. I know it's hard, but you definitely practice patience a lot, so I definitely would
Yeah.
encourage that too. Um, Encourage parents to use outside resources if needed. It would definitely be something to help you in that added stress. We want to decrease the stress as much as possible. Not completely because it's kids and I know that at times it will be stressful and
Right.
obviously it's work, so
Yeah.
definitely there, but I definitely want to decrease that stress. So I would encourage those resources.
Yeah. I think I think after January I'll feel a little bit better. Because by then I should know my permanent place for the rest of the school year.
Mhm.
I think if the girl that I'm covering for does not come back in January, they're going to tell her that too bad you can't come back at all this year
Yeah.
because at this point in time we're so late into the school year, and I think she's for January comeback date. She's exhausted all of her leave options, so her
Mhm.
option will be to just kind of resign. So once I know what's happening with that and whether I'm for sure going to this, they call it an ED unit. I don't know
Okay.
exactly
Right.
what
Mhm.
they're calling it, but whether I go into this ED unit or if I stay. So I think like having that like definitive, concrete, this is what you're doing,
Mhm.
that will alleviate some stress. And then
Sure.
I stay in the second grade role. There's going to be very little stress. I know what I'm doing every day. I got a great relationship with my kids. I'm just going to
Yeah.
keep doing the same thing I've been doing since August.
Mhm.
If I go into this new role with these extreme behavior students, I'm up for the challenge and I'm happy for it. That's going to make me a better educator, and
Yeah.
if I get into a counseling role, it's definitely going to make me a better, role as a counselor as well.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm gonna embrace the challenge. I'm just, I'm scared, so of what
Okay.
that's going to entail exactly. With some of these behaviors. I don't want any kiddos getting hurt. I just feel like the responsibility of that role is gonna be a little overwhelming, I guess. And
Yeah.
so we'll see. I think by January, when I have a more concrete plan in place, I think for me, I'll feel a little bit better. It's just a matter
Mhm.
if it
Yeah, when you know what's going
goes.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to know till then, like you said. Well, if she does come back, we'll see, and if not, you're prepared if she doesn't come back, so that's good that you're prepared for that. Just remember, when you're working with the kids in the ED, you are making the difference, even if it is adding some stress to you. At the end of the day, you're making a difference. I'm sure you are, and those kids really seem to love you, so it just would be added on to that. And like you said, it'll help you down the road with counseling, so that would
yeah,
be great too. But
right, yeah,
yeah, it's definitely gonna be a change, but once you adjust, I feel like maybe that stress will go down because you will know how to handle these situations and maintain control. Remember, you're the adult. So
Yeah.
make sure you're maintaining control of the situations. And
Yeah.
just if you need extra help, I'm sure there's other people that can step in. Sometimes that happens with kids. So
Yeah,
it
and
just
I'll definitely look
depends.
into those resources that you gave me, MRSS, and then
Yes.
I also want to probably look into some de-escalation strategies and training as well. I know that there's a slippery slope with if we're allowed to or how we're allowed to restrain kiddos and things like that. So
Right. Yeah. There's those rules.
yeah,
Yes.
so there's
Yes.
all that stuff in place. So definitely need to find some other strategies in place to where it doesn't come down to having to do any kind of restraining. So I
Mm-hmm.
will look into those resources that you give me, and I appreciate you providing those for me as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, those MRSS therapists and case managers, just adding to that, just to let you know, they actually will come out to the home to
Mm,
see the parent and the child.
okay, interesting.
So yeah, they'll do an assessment there and go from there with what they need to do next. But yeah, I definitely would
Mhm.
encourage that for sure.
Okay, yeah, yeah, sounds
That's
good.
still kind of getting out there. Like there's a lot of people that don't know about that yet, so they're still kind of getting out there.
Yeah, I'll look into it, and then I'll maybe even pass this along to maybe our school counselor in case she's not aware of it. She's the one who is in direct contact with the parents. I don't know the parents yet because I'm not working with that student.
Okay.
That's a
Yeah.
future possibility again in January for me to be working with that kiddo and that
Yeah.
family. Right now, I teach second grade. I'm a second grade teacher, and this is a kindergarten issue, so it's not really anything I'm dealing with at the moment.
Mhm.
But it's a possibility that it's going to be the forefront of my life in January. So I'll definitely keep that resource and maybe again pass that information over to the counselor and maybe his current homeroom teacher to see if maybe they can pass that information along to the parents or even something that might help support them in the meantime as well. Who knows? Maybe by January, if they follow some of those recommendations provided, maybe the behaviors will be rectified by January and I won't even have an issue at all. But
Yeah, that would be good too.
wish this a
Yeah, but
miracle.
yes, 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 absolutely. All right, Sam. So it sounds like we covered work, we covered procrastination. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about that was new that we didn't discuss, or anything else you wanted to address today for our session?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, that sounds good then. Other than that, we'll go ahead with your next appointment. Like I said, I'm proud of you for taking the steps forward to eliminate the procrastination. It sounds like you're on it this weekend. You're going to get it done. I know you work really hard, and I know you're going to get this done. So just believe in yourself in that aspect that you are on the right track to getting all your assignments done so you can enjoy the holiday with your family.
Yes,
So
absolutely. That's the goal.
really proud of you for doing that. You should give yourself a pat on the back. That's wonderful. Much progress from what we heard before. So I'm so proud of you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. All right, Sam. Other than that, I'll see you next time. If there's anything else, you can always let me know or give me a call. Not a problem at all. We'll be closed tomorrow for the holiday, but other than that, we will resume our sessions on Monday with everyone coming back in from the holiday, and then we'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, and happy Thanksgiving.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving. See you later.
Bye bye.
Bye.